Right, it's April and we're going to sow some climbing beans today. Now, of course it could be runner beans, but I'm actually going to sow some climbing French beans, which are the sort of more pencil podded type of bean. I like one called Cobra, which is got lovely shiny black seeds here. Beans like nice deep pots, so you can sow them into root trainers or sweet pea pots, anything with a bit of depth to it. But I've made some pots out of an old newspaper, which is just as good as anything and free, of course, so a nice bit of recycling. Filled them with just any old multi-purpose compost. This is just a fresh multi-purpose compost, nothing special about it. I'm just going to pop one seed into each of the tubes, the paper tubes. So you could use anything, could use pots if you want to. So with the seeds, it doesn't really matter what way up you put them, I suppose, but I like to look for the little scar on the seed, which with these black seeds is nice and obvious, little white scar on the bottom, and that's where the root's going to come out from first. So it makes sense really to put that downwards, just makes it easier for the seed to grow. But if you put them in any way you like, they'll sort themselves out. So just one per pot, want to be about an inch deep at the most, and just push them into the compost and cover them over like that, or if you need to, you might need a little bit more compost just to top up, but usually with a nice compost like this you can just push them in like that. When you've done your whole tray, just give them a good water and label them, of course, so you don't forget what your variety is that you put in. Put a date on it as well, so you know when you sowed them. They don't really need any heat, but they are tender plants, so at this time of year in April you can just put them on the greenhouse polytunnel bench and just leave them to germinate. Now you'll need to time it so that they're ready to plant out when you've had the last frost in your area. Now we're in the Midlands, so we're really looking at beginning of June for planting out. We tend to sow in April so that they're ready by that time. They take about 6-7 weeks or so to grow, and the trick is to get them ready to plant out, so when the frosts are over, but before the plants have got too big and started sort of twining around each other in the trays. So as climbers, they send up these lovely long shoots which will grow round to strings on your bean supports, but you don't want them doing that in the tray because it's very difficult to prise them all apart again without damaging them. So sow about 6-7 weeks before you know the last frost is going to be in your area, and they should be about right.